Have you ever paused, just for a moment, to ask yourself, why am I here? It's a question few of us truly explore. Yet the answer is both humbling and extraordinary. For you to exist at this very moment, millions of factors had to align in perfect harmony. And it all began with one impossible race, where only a single winner would earn the right to create life. Today, I invite you to join me on a journey, one that every single one of us has taken, but few have ever seen in detail. This is the story of how life begins, from the moment a sperm meets an egg to the creation of a new human being. This journey is not an easy one. It is long, treacherous, and invisible. It begins with tens of millions of microscopic cells racing toward a single goal and ends with one victorious spark that ignites a future. You are not here by chance. You are the result of a process so selective, so precise, that it borders on miraculous. You are, quite simply, a miracle. And now, if you're ready, I'd like to take you back to the very beginning of your life's story, to a journey fought in silence, one without applause, yet powerful enough to give rise to you. It all begins with an explosive release. Tens of millions of sperm cells set out on a mission. It may sound straightforward, but it's anything but simple. Each sperm is like a marathon runner, launched into a deadly race where there is no turning back and no second place. The moment sperm enter the female body, they face a battlefield. The first barrier is the vaginal canal, an environment designed to protect against infection. It's highly acidic, and within just minutes, millions of sperm die. Those that survive must press on through the cervix. This gateway is not always open. Only during ovulation does the cervical mucus become more fluid, allowing sperm to pass through. If it's not the right time, the gates stay shut and most sperm are filtered out. Next comes the uterus. This may seem like neutral ground, but it's anything but safe. The uterine lining is guarded by immune cells that do not recognize sperm as friendly. Thousands more get destroyed, trapped, or lose their way. By now, from tens of millions, only a few hundred remain. And even these few face one final gamble. The fallopian tubes split into two pathways. But the egg waits in only one. Choose the wrong path, and the race ends in vain. Imagine that. After surviving a chemical battlefield, outswimming countless others, and avoiding immune attacks, one last element determines success: luck. Even at this earliest stage, life is not granted. It is earned through resilience, timing, and chance. And only the strongest, fastest, and most fortunate will get the opportunity to move on. And that's just the beginning. The sperm that have made it this far, just a few hundred out of tens of millions, are the elite. They've survived an acidic battlefield, outswum their competitors, and dodged the body's immune defenses. But their journey isn't over yet. In fact, the most critical moment is still ahead. At this stage, the sperm reach a fork in the road. Two fallopian tubes, but only one contains the egg. It's a blind decision, and even the strongest can be led astray. Success now depends not only on strength and speed, but also on luck. Those that choose correctly approach the egg, but they're not alone. Dozens, even hundreds of sperm arrive at the same time, circling the egg like satellites around a planet. They must now begin a final, coordinated assault on its outer shell. Each sperm is equipped with a specialized enzyme located in the tip of its head. Together, they work to dissolve the egg's protective layers, trying to force a single opening. This is not chaos. It's a silent siege, and only one will make it through. And then, it happens. One sperm breaks through. The moment it enters the egg, everything changes. The egg's surface instantly hardens, sealing itself shut and preventing any other sperm from getting in. It's nature's way of saying, "We have a winner, no more entries." Just like that, the race is over. For the sperm that succeeded, a new journey begins. The tail, the powerful motor that carried it through this odyssey, detaches and dissolves. It's no longer needed. What matters now is the cargo inside the head, the genetic blueprint of the father. Inside the egg, This genetic material gently makes its way toward the nucleus of the egg, where the mother's DNA is waiting. And when the two meet, father and mother's DNA, it's nothing short of miraculous. A new cell is formed called a zygote, containing 46 chromosomes, 23 from each parent. This single cell holds all the information needed to build a unique human being. Hair color, eye shape, skin tone, height, blood type, even parts of your personality are encoded right there in that first union of DNA. No fireworks, no music, no witnesses, just a quiet moment of perfect precision, one that determines your existence, my existence, and every life that has ever taken its first breath. And from that zygote, a new story is about to unfold. Now that the sperm has successfully entered the egg, a silent and awe-inspiring event begins to unfold. No one sees it. There is no sound, no celebration. But in this quiet moment, life officially begins. The sperm's journey is over. Its tail, which powered it through an obstacle-filled race, detaches and dissolves, no longer needed. What remains is the sperm's head, carrying the father's genetic code, gently making its way toward the egg's nucleus, where the mother's DNA awaits. And then, in perfect timing, the two sets of genetic material unite. What forms at that instant is a zygote, a single, microscopic cell containing a complete set of 46 chromosomes, 23 from the mother and 23 from the father. In that cell is the complete blueprint for a new human being. It's almost hard to comprehend, but in that very moment, everything is already determined. The baby's gender, eye color, hair type, skin tone, blood type, height potential, even predispositions to certain talents or medical conditions. All of it, written into a genetic code smaller than a speck of dust. That zygote is you, me, all of us. We all started this way, but this single cell doesn't stay single for long. Almost immediately, it begins to divide. Once into 2, then 4, then 8. The process is called cleavage, and it happens like clockwork. Every few hours, the cell divides again, all while traveling slowly down the fallopian tube toward the uterus. It's like watching a light flicker into a flame. By the time the zygote reaches the uterus, it has become a blastocyst, a tiny cluster of cells numbering in the hundreds. But this is no ordinary clump. Each of these cells already knows its future. Some will become the heart, others the brain, others the skin, muscles, or bones. The internal coordination is flawless. Nature has written the instructions. The body simply follows. And here, in the uterus, the blastocyst implants itself into the uterine lining, anchoring to the place that will nourish and protect it for the next 9 months. You might be wondering, how does a single cell become an entire human? With a beating heart, a thinking mind, and a soul capable of love and laughter, that's what makes this moment so profound. The zygote is not just a beginning, it is a promise. A promise that, with the right conditions, this single cell will multiply, organize, develop, and eventually become someone with a name, a voice, and a story. And now, with that story taking root, we move into the next stage, the quiet growth of a life that's ready to take shape, piece by piece, heartbeat by heartbeat. From that single fertilized cell, the zygote, life begins to quietly expand. There are no sounds, no flashing lights, no celebrations. And yet, inside the uterus, something magnificent is unfolding. Once the blastocyst reaches the uterus, it begins to embed itself into the uterine lining. This process is called implantation, and it's much like planting a seed into rich soil. The uterus is now more than a passageway. It becomes a home, a sanctuary, a cradle for what's to come. Within days, the cells inside this tiny sphere begin to organize with remarkable precision. Some will form the placenta, the life-sustaining bridge between mother and baby. Others will become the embryo, the beginnings of a human being. There is no one giving orders, no central command. And yet, every cell knows what to do. Some will become the heart, others the lungs, the spine, the brain, the skin. It's as if an invisible symphony is playing, and each cell is an instrument responding perfectly to its cue. And then, somewhere between weeks 3 and 4, a tiny heart begins to beat. That first heartbeat is not just a biological event, it's a declaration. I am here. It's quiet, it's rhythmic, it's steady, and it will beat more than 2.5 billion times across a lifetime. The body continues to form in stages. Little buds appear, future arms and legs. Eyes begin as dark spots. A mouth takes shape. The brain, still soft and forming, starts to connect nerve pathways that will one day carry thoughts, memories, and feelings. All of this is happening without noise, without notice. And yet, this quiet miracle continues day after day. As a physician who has seen life enter the world, held tiny newborns in my arms, and listened to the whispers of the elderly as they look back on a life fully lived, I can tell you, this beginning is one of the most humbling truths of medicine. Because each of us, regardless of age, health, or circumstance, once began as this: a spark of DNA, a cluster of cells, a silent promise waiting to be fulfilled. Sometimes, in the rush of daily life, we forget how extraordinary our very existence is. We think we need achievements to feel worthy. But the truth is, you were a miracle long before you took your first breath. And now, as we near the end of this journey, I invite you to take one last step with me, a quiet reflection on what it all means, and why your life matters more than you may realize. Dear friend, we've just walked through one of the most extraordinary stories ever told. Not about fame, fortune, or great achievements, but about the beginning of you. From millions of sperm cells, only one made it. From a single cell, you grew. From silence, your heart began to beat. And now, here you are, living, breathing, feeling, and remembering. You are not an accident. You are not ordinary. You are the result of a breathtaking biological masterpiece, formed in the quiet, shaped by nature, and sustained by love. This journey reminds us of something deeply profound. Every life is rare. Every breath is precious. Every person is a miracle. Whether you are young and just beginning your path, or in your later years reflecting on the road you've traveled, never forget that your existence began against all odds. You've already overcome more than most will ever know. When we truly understand how life begins, we start to treat our bodies, our time, and our relationships with more care. We slow down. We say thank you more often. We listen deeper. We love harder. And we appreciate the beautiful truth that being alive is not just something we experience. It's something we honor. If this story touched you, if it made you pause, smile, reflect, or even shed a tear, please take a moment to like and share this video. Someone else may need a reminder that they too are here for a reason. Thank you for taking this journey with me. And thank you for being here, for being you. Until next time, take good care of the life you've been given.